previously on Talk That Talk.
Quan, is that for the most part, these programs are contributing to your overall enrollment, are bringing positive light to your school. I mean, if you're looking at, I'm trying to be politically correct.
Nah, damn it. I'll give you an example.
At Norfolk State, and then the attention that the Legion brings.
I mean, think about it.
Prairie View, like the bald-headed stepchild.
But at Prairie View, we had a 20-year losing streak. But the Marching Stone was doing governors parades. They did Bush. They did George Bush thing. You know what I'm saying? They was invited to Macy's, but you know we couldn't afford it. They was invited overseas at one point. Like
I play with Beyonce.
Yeah, but so for me, it's kind of like everything that we just said, right? We from the high school, secondary level to the collegiate level. I mean, damn, do you blame like when you put all that on the table? Do you actually blame when if you go to UConn? Do you really blame if you're trying to get that job at UT? But here's the other side of it. When you go there, I hate to say it like this, but then you got to prove to not be that one black dude or that one black lady. Like then you got to prove that. It's like we always proving ourselves, bro. It sucks. Bro.
Let me ask this question real quick. And there's a lot of things that I've been thinking about as you guys have been talking, but let me ask you this question. Because of the treatment that students receive at historically black colleges and universities, when they graduate and they get into the classroom and they deal with the woes of being inside of those classrooms and in our communities, do we feel, or do you all feel like that seems to be, I guess, the way it's supposed to go because of the way that we saw our band directors treated prior to? Like, do you think that thought process of how the treatment is passed down? So it's just like, man, I understand that this is part of the job. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
No.
Go ahead, Horse.
No. I mean, because honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think we experience, at least not to this degree, this with Dr. Sanford. I feel like the administration gave him whatever he wanted. But
that's the reason why it was so easy for the administration to let him go, Portia. They were looking for him to mess up in some way, shape, or form because he had so much power on campus.
But I also, now I feel like, and I said this the other day, I also feel like some of what Norfolk is doing is because they've been making it happen with two people. That doesn't mean that that's sustainable. That does not mean that, you know.
I was about to say the same thing.
It's not sustainable. Right. I mean, as the program grows, it's just not sustainable. And I mean, people get tired. You got to understand, like, that is not feasible what's going on. But I don't think that that's the expectation. You know what I'm saying? It's not the expectation. But we understand that it should be better. And I mean, we have to do what we can to force better. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's the standard because we saw it happen or see it happen. I want it to change, you know, because why?
With our band programs, we make soul food out of scraps. And culturally that goes back. So when you said, is it passed down? I do think it's passed down. That mistreatment is passed down because it's expected to do the most with the least. Do the most with the least. And then when you do get a great situation, that ain't everywhere. That budget that Norfolk State had with Dr. Sanford, that wasn't everywhere. How many CIAA schools could you count that had like pennies, MEAC schools with pennies for their band program? Like that's still the case now. So you may have a couple outliers in certain places, but when you are able to make soul food, which everybody loves, but it's not good for you, you know what I'm saying? That's what really happens. You make something out of the scraps that you were given, and that type of vibe, I think, is what makes people think, well, shit, y'all can do it with that, then you'll be all right. I mean, y'all ain't fall apart yet. I'll deal with it when it falls apart. You know, you got people who are proactive, and you have people who are reactive. They just react when it goes terrible. Or something happens big, now we got to make a decision, or we got to do this and the other. But I was thinking this. I said, I don't know who do this, but I mean, in the next whatever time, it needs to be a legitimate, like a band director's kind of like Black Band Directors Union. And I was talking about that union thing because I'm like, there needs to be fair treatment. How many times do we see Black women get passed over jobs? You know, real talk. Like so many times you see like highly, way more qualified than some of these trash ass directors that are only good because their name is popular. And then you have a woman who can do way better job and shouldn't even get consideration. That shit is trash. They need somebody. They need protection. They need protection. And I don't like the idea that, because that means whether now, because you're so used to that, we start to settle for this mediocrity over and over and over. And then even in our own programs, we're recycling trash. Passing around band directors that are a whole bunch of mediocre ass teachers, and then we just have mediocre programs over and over. So that's why we're having these conversations.
But it's almost Mario coming from an informed place for some of these programs, because they realize that the only thing people see musically from their school is that marching band. Right. So they're gonna hire the biggest name, perceived name in the marching band community. Like there's some people, I don't know them personally, and y'all know me, I don't care. That have all types of stuff, criminal records, everything else. And every time I turn around, their name is on somebody's finalist list for a band director spot.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Now I'm gonna be real. They ain't no damn shot, nigga.
This is like for real.
And some of them don't even have music degrees.
Some of them don't have music degrees. Hey, look, man, that bottom row of Quan's teeth is about to come out. Them gold.
Nah, because like so. Here's the thing for me. Like as we sit here and think, bro, like my alma mater, Prairie View Marching Storm, practice outside, or they have to move their stuff all the way to the so we have the music building, then we have what's called MSC. That's a stage there. They have to move their stuff there. Like I think we're on engineer building number 3. You feel what I'm saying? But you can't even build a new music, like not being ugly. The marching
storm Fine Arts building is fine.
I'm about to say every building is new.
You plan on coming to homecoming? Because baby, when you see what we dealing with,
bro.
I really want to hit up Norfolk. I'm gonna try to get my kids to come out.
Be astounded at the amount of paint that's been put on on the forefront.
Dog, Hobart had mold in it at one time. Hobart had mold in it at one time, but I see in the comments like what Crystal said. She was like, we have Stockholm syndrome. It's like it's crazy because on one hand we be like, well, what about the kids, right? And then an admin be like, well, I'm a pimp them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. That's why I applauded the Marching Storm students for what they did. Like, until we get, honestly, a point, and we all know this, and it's through American history, the only way that you're going to make change is when it affect their pocket. The only way you get them politicians to do what you want is when you affect their pocket. The only way you're going to get these admins at these HBCUs to change is when you affect their pocket. If everybody, real talk, think about it. If Norfolk had 280 again, and all those 280 people was like, well, we're not going to play until we get more money. That can honestly remove damn near president, because they do it for the band director. So, I mean, it's sad, bro.
All right.